It's no secret that Six Flags has its favorite parks and ones that they tend to ignore. Looking at Six Flags America and Six Flags St. Louis, both parks had bigger additions in the late 90s, but haven't seen a major ride addition in 22 or 14 years respectively. That being said, both parks feature 9 roller coasters and are pretty comparable in quality, so it's time for another coaster battle. This time it's Six Flags America versus Six Flags St. Louis. Let's start off with the small pair of family coasters. The Great Chase at Six Flags America is the Imperial family coaster that we see clones of across the chain. It's not much more than an oval and a helix. At St. Louis, you have River King Mine Train, which has been running since the park opened in 1971. It's a whole step up from the Great Chase. Half a point goes to St. Louis for the family coaster. Moving to the thrill coasters, we have a pair of painful and hated loopers. Firebird is the stand-up floorless conversion of the original B&M Iron Wolf, then Apocalypse after it was relocated from Great America. Needless to say, it's far from B&M's best work, and the headbanging and rattle of this ride make it perhaps their worst attraction. In St. Louis, Ninja is a relocated Arrow Vekoma hybrid, and it runs pretty much as bad as it sounds. It features a sidewinder along with a loop and a double corkscrew, and it probably hurts riders even more than Firebird does. That being said, these are both terrible rides, and they hurt their lives more than they help. It's a tie, and I'm not even gonna give points because they don't deserve any. Now let's stick to Vekoma. St. Louis has a common boomerang model from the company, opening in 2013 after it was relocated from Over, Texas, where it was one of the older operating ones since 1989. Now in Maryland, the park features one of 2 remaining Flying Dutchmen in Batwing. While getting a ride is hard to do, it's a very intense and, if not shaky, experience. I wouldn't call it rough, but it definitely falls into that physical toll kind of category. It's a unique and dying ride that's worlds ahead of the classic boomerang experience. Point to America. Each park also features a spinning coaster of a different design. Six Flags St. Louis has a Pandemonium clone from Gerstlauer. Now personally, I love these clones. They have some intense spinning, but it's not over the top either. Now there drops and hills towards the end to give some good pops of airtime, and if not for the capacity, I would probably ride them a lot more. Now America has Raging Cajun, a Reverchon spinning mouse that was brought over from Great America. While I'll take a spinning mouse over a standard mouse any day, this model almost takes it a little too far. The trains spin like absolute crazy, to the point you're stumbling off the platform after. Now they're 2 clones, but I have to take the better overall experience in Pandemonium here. Point for St. Louis. Now, moving on to the classic wooden coasters, Six Flags America has Wild One, a 105-year-old relocated wooden roller coaster. Now, it's filled with moments of light flutter airtime and a helix. Now, the ride feels shaky, but it's smooth, and it surprised me in a pretty good way. Now, St. Louis has Screamin' Eagle, a 1976 PTC wooden coaster. Many enthusiasts enjoy this ride, and I've seen some mixed reviews on it here and there. But judging by the POVs, opinions, and style of ride, I'm going to give this one a tie. They seem like very similar in style to me. Keeping with the wooden coasters, next up is Roar at America and American Thunder at St. Louis. Now both of these coasters are the more modern coasters in the lineup compared to the last 2, and both were built by GCI. However, Roar is one of the earlier coasters by the company and has rarely seen a positive review afterwards. It's widely considered boring and rough, while American Thunder, on the other hand, is a smaller coaster but sits on the other side of the spectrum. It's widely praised for its pacing and forces, and many see it as one of the better rides in the park. Point to St. Louis. Now we have the inverts. It's not quite a fair fight. We have a Batman clone at St. Louis versus the SLC Mind Eraser at Six Flags America. Now the Batman clones are considered great rides with whip, intensity, and smoothness that's really only dulled in some people's minds by the number of clones. Now Mind Eraser is cloned even more, and it's a terrible ride. With the original head-banging machines Vekoma called trains, this is easily one of the worst rides I've ever ridden. It's an easy point to St. Louis. Now moving on to the biggest matchup of the battle, we have both the literal and figurative icons of the park. Superman the Ride versus the Boss. Now these are icons of their respective parks and have been since they opened. Superman stands tall over Six Flags America. Built by Intamin, this mega coaster model opened in 2000, and it's one of the odder hyper layouts out there. It's cloned from the same ride in Darien Lake. It features 2 massive helices and some strong airtime hills towards the end. Now, the Boss opened in the same year, and CCI decided to put a 150-foot tall drop on this massive wooden roller coaster, which at the time was the largest in the world. Now, in all, the ride has 4,600 plus feet of track, and it's on a whole nother scale than most wooden coasters. Now, unfortunately, it isn't exactly a smooth experience, and it's not exactly perfectly crafted either. While it may have the intensity and notoriety, I will take the more re-rideable coaster here in Superman. 2 points for the best ride between the two parks. The final matchup will decide the winner, the pair of cloned Premier launch coasters. At Six Flags America, we have Joker's Jinx, an outdoor spaghetti bowl coaster that launches riders to 60 miles an hour before completing a twisted 4-inversion course. Now, the train slows down midway, but it's really hauling through the bottom portions of the track. It's an underappreciated model in my opinion. Mr. Freeze at St. Louis is situated on its own separate island in the park, and it launches riders up from 0 to 70 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds. Now, both launches being LIM, the precursor to the LSM launches we have today. Mr. Freeze is a shuttle coaster that features an inverted top hat, an overbank, and a massive 218-foot spike. In the back row, the drop down that spike is easily the best element between the two coasters. While the launches feel pretty similar in my opinion, Mr. Freeze also has the edge in overall intensity and location, so the final point has to go to St. Louis for the win. Now that's going to wrap up this week's coaster battle. Let me know down below which two parks you want to see battle it out, and check out the other battles I've done on the channel. Now don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this, and until next time, that's all from the shores of Island Coasters.